Hey guys, I'm Carmon, the Roof Viking. I'm here today to walk you through a roof inspection. So we're here at a homeowner's house. What I can say real quick, what you should be doing is putting the information in job numbers first. So you create the contact first, create the job, and then we have this program called Company Cam. And Company Cam is where we take all our photos so they all link together. So when you start taking photos here at the site, it automatically uploads back to job numbers. So the first photo you want to do is, you can see right here, we got the address at 6006. You can see it's GPS, it pulls up. You just click on it. It's going to ask for the initial first photo. What you want to do is, when you're taking this first photo, you want the address in it. And what you're doing right here is showing live documents that you're actually here at the house. The other cool thing that Company Cam does is, when you pull it up, it has the coordinates. So when we're talking about supplements and we're talking to adjusters, it proves we're actually at this house and then make it up. So that's the first thing that I do. Second thing I'm going to do is I pick either side, doesn't matter. I'll come down here. This is called an elevation. Elevation means front, left, back, right. What I'm doing is just taking a side view. When you're facing the house, this is how insurance talks: right, back, left, front. So you're not here thinking this is right. When you're facing the house, this is the left side. Gotcha. So now I'm on the left elevation. What this shows right here is this an overview. We got gutters on this house. This shows right here how many downspouts are here. I can count two. One, two, one in the very back. This is crucial, so when insurance is denying gutters and we find damage on it here in a little bit, that we can actually go back and get the linear foot. Typical linear foot on a 1 story is 12 feet, that's including waste. 2 stories, 24 feet, including waste. So that's pretty easy numbers right there.
And by downspouts, you just mean the gutters, right?
So downspouts connect to the gutters. So you got the gutters that sit on the eaves, which go all on the perimeter all the way around the house. The downspouts is what comes from the gutter down the side of the house. Now I'll do the same thing. I'll take my overview. You get a tree line in the way, that's okay. You just kind of step back far enough. And this is all I'm doing. So right here is technically all 3 spots of the front. So you want the address. And then you just want these 2 sides over here. You're not doing nothing yet over there. You're not documenting anything. This is technically the whole front of the house, because when you do the front, sometimes the houses are so big you can only get part of the address. The address is most important.
Okay.
Now what I'm going to do is my close-ups. I'm going to take another photo right here. And what I'm doing right here is taking how the landscaping is right here. And the reason why we have this photo, this isn't for us today, this is for the build. So we know how to set up protection so we don't damage anything of their landscape. So a supplement is, the easiest definition of a supplement is when you get a scope of loss, it has to be pertaining to the scope of loss on this property. A supplement is left off of that. For instance, if this fence had hail or wind damage, but they approved the roof and they left the fence off, we can go after the fence for hail or wind damage, saying that this was left off the insurance scope pertaining to the scope of loss, which is this right here. So anything related to hail and wind that caused damage to this property that's missing from the scope, we can go after the insurance company that have them take care of it and pay for it. So what I'm going to do next, when I'm up here, I'm just taking photos. Like I said, now I'm getting close up. I'm actually seeing how sensitive these plants are. We're going to have to put up special protection. This super high level. I'm taking a photo right here of the windows. You can't really get back there very well. So I just take the overview. I don't see much damage there, so I'm just taking overviews. What else I'm doing is I'm taking what you call the soffit, which is underneath. So you got that wood underneath, so you got the gutter. Then you got the wood, which is the fascia that the gutter goes through. Underneath is called soffit. And what I'm looking for is one of 2 things. Is there ventilation on it? Or is there rot? Rot is just to let the homeowner know, because we're doing a full 360 property inspection. So we're looking at the whole property, looking for damage related to storm damage, not related to storm damage, to let them know what's going on. So the soffit is, see where the downspout is right here?
Yes.
You see how it curls up and around? Well, take that straight up. Don't take the bend. Take that 90, I guess you call that S bend right there.
Okay.
Take that out. Take that gutter straight up. That's your soffit.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so I'm taking these photos right here. for a couple of reasons. One, I'm looking for the vents. Two, I'm looking for any other damage, even if it's not storm related. That way we can explain to the homeowner, hey, here's what's going on at the property. Here's some rot. Rot means this is wear and tear. Insurance doesn't pay for wear and tear. They owe for storm related. I'm just letting you know, here's what's at the property. We can always try to talk to insurance and see if they'll cover it. May or may not, I can't promise you. That's kind of how I talk to a homeowner about information like that. At the end of it, you should have probably around 100 photos, if not more. So next, what I'm gonna do is walk around here. I know nothing can get in there, but I take a photo just to show that I was here. Nothing can get back to that door. I don't need to walk up to that door. I don't need to let insurance know about that door. Hail and wind damage is not causing any issue there. Now I'm gonna come look at the garage door. I'm gonna take an overview photo of it. Anything just pops out at me real quick. Which on garage doors, it's super hard. You have to get angled.
Yeah.
But what you want to do is when you're looking at it, you're looking for where hail can come in. Because here with this overhang, if the storm comes in directional, it will hit the garage door, and that's what you're looking for. The only thing that damages this is going to be hail. Any type of garage door. Even if you have a door that's exposed like this, like a front door, hail only. It's very rare that a wind's going to damage this unless it's a tornado. Another thing, now that I'm in the driveway, I take photos of the driveway. I'll do close up, I'll step back. The reason I'm doing the driveway is for a couple things. One, showing the condition of it. You can see that it's kind of messy, it's a little dirty. The other thing is I'm looking for already pre-existing cracks. There are none. Something like this, they can blame us. So what will happen is during build day. So when we have our dump trailer here sitting there, you get the big old forklifts from the material dropping stuff off. They got those arms that come down so they can unload and load. So I've seen it where they've actually set it in the wrong spot and chipped the concrete. So now we're just doing preventative maintenance for us. It's just showing, hey, there's already damage, there's no damage, we see it, we don't see it. Now we know that we have to tell everybody to be more cautious on this driveway because it's in pretty good condition. If you know your guys' trucks leak, like for our crews, you're gonna wanna tell them to put something up underneath their truck so it doesn't oil stain so they don't have to come back out here and power wash it. Now that I got the driveway and garages out, I'll go back up now that I see the gutters. I'll just see if I can see anything from the ground level. This is the first spot. You wanna get up truly underneath, and what you're looking for is like a dimple mark. So something that's either coming down at the very bottom or coming out this way. It's very rare for gutters to be pushed in. It can happen, but it has to be a very directional storm. Most of them are gonna be from either underneath or on that outside right here coming out, and you'll see it when you're looking, you'll kind of see it kind of pop out like that. And that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. The reason why we look for that, it's collateral damage is what insurance calls it. So anything metal, so collateral that tells a story. So anything where it can prove hail's been here before you get up on the roof is gonna make your determination when you're on the roof a different assessment. When you don't see a lot of damage down here, your assessment of the roof is gonna be a little bit different. And then I just take photos from down here because I will review photos. Sometimes you can't see stuff and you go back and re-look at stuff and you can find damage. This right here, you see how there's a line that looks like an L on the gutters? Yeah. So that's called a cornice return. So I'll talk a little bit about supplements, super easy. These are left off the scope of work a lot of times. So when you're talking to your homeowner after the roof has been approved and if you got your estimate and you're sitting down with them to discuss on how they want to fix a property, a good rule of thumb is, hey, Mrs. Jones, we'll use that as an example for this homeowner. Hey, I was going through your scope. I kind of saw some items missed. Here's what we can talk to with insurance. You got this roof line called cornice returns. I can show you on a photo, and here's what they are, and you can see they're not in your estimate. Mm-hmm. These are the easiest photos to take because they're already pre-existing on the house, and it's as simple. You should be getting them in your front overviews and never miss these photos. When it comes to the driveway, when it comes to the plans, it's showing how things actually look to a homeowner. Because when we get done with this inspection, we're gonna knock on a door, we're gonna go over and show them what's going on with the property and explain to them what's going on. They gotta know what's going on with their property. So when insurance comes out, you have to understand insurance will try to, I don't know how to word this the correct way, throw us under the bus, per se, and say that, no, it's not like this, it's not like that. When you have the homeowner on your side and showing them true evidence of what's going on and you explain to them, hey, here's what's damaged, here's not damaged, here's pre-existing non-related storm damage, this and this. They build that trust in you. So when things are going through a process, they're going to stand up for you, because there's going to be times when you need a homeowner to call insurance for you. And those are the times you want them to stand up for you, because they're so honest through the whole process from the very beginning. So what I'm going to do is now retake another photo, but you see how close I am.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just kind of aiming down this direction right here. I'm going to walk up to this downspout. You can see there's a dimple right here. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to feel over it. I'm going to take a photo of it. And so then once I have that one photo, I'm going to take another photo of how tall it is. So for instance, if an adjuster left this off the scope, you have proof of what side it's on and how tall it is. And I can't argue, hey, I only saw 5 downspouts. Well, no, actually this house has 10, for an example. Well, here's this on the right side, you got 4. Actually now this is what, 4 times 12 is 48. Now I got 48 linear feet of just downspouts. So all that does is ammunition to show proof of you being here, and showing proof if you need to reinspect, kind of like what we talked about earlier. Here's a great example of something being missed, because it's common, it'll happen, that you can send back in and show exactly where it is on the house. I'll take a photo of their water being covered like that. So they got their sprinkler system, something's right here. I take photos of this if they're broken or not, just for another example of what's going on at the property. Here's the fence, you can see it stopping. I don't see much damage on it. I'll walk up and now get close-ups. I actually do see this picket coming off now. So now I'm gonna take an angled photo of it. Now I'm gonna step back and get this run right here. Now that I came around the corner, I'll get this one right here. So this can be considered wind damage when you see pickets coming back, because pickets just aren't going to fall off. Mm-hmm. Something has to cause it to move, something has to cause it to force. So something's doing this back and forth. This is now, in my opinion, wind damage. I can actually now, when I'm here, you can see the angle of the pickets kind of doing this. Now we have a claim for wind damage right here, for this section right here. And we can claim half of this because it's on the property line. So we can get half of this, the homeowner would have to pay the other half because they share it. So another photo that I'll take on the right side is the elevation of the actual roof from the ground looking up. So I'll just grab that photo real quick while I'm here, and it'll kind of give me an accessory count of what's on this side. And then just like I did on the front, I'll come over here, get photos of underneath, look at the gutter line until the fence line stops. Here you can see that it has what they call soffit vents. So this house, when you step back, if you look at the very top, it's called the ridge. And you can see a material going across the top that looks plastic. That's called a ridge vent. For that to function correctly, you have to have a soffit vent, so they do. So this actually has true good attic ventilation on the perception of having a ridge vent with the exhaust coming out of the house right here through the soffit vent. So right now I'm kind of, before I run chalk, I try to see if I can feel anything. I don't really feel much on this side. This is kind of where I thought something was at. Obviously nothing's there. So you can see that. I'll take a photo just for showing that we were here. Another big thing is this gas line right here. Is knowing where this is, taking a photo of it, stepping back, seeing where it is, where it meets the roof line. The reason why I bring this up is because a lot of times this gas line is going to run through the attic, and a lot of times it could be out of code, and you can't see this even if you go in the attic. You may not be able to see where this location is. So what a good thing is, go straight up, go pull 1 or 2 sheets up, a decking during the install, pull it up, so they know when they're nailing to move it, so we don't puncture it. Okay. So that's the whole reason why I take a photo of the gas line and look straight up. And then because it probably runs up this wall and goes into the attic, when it curves is when it gets too close to the decking. So what happens is they roof it and then they run these lines. So that's why nothing happens during the new construction. Okay. Because these lines are ran after. And so that's why now when I see gas lines going inside the house, I'll take the photo of where the location is. I step back and look up at the roof, and then that just tells you to go 1 to 2 sheets up, pull both of them up, and then you should be able to see where the gas line is so you don't hit it, so the crew doesn't hit it. And then we're not coming back and spending, you know, up to $1,000 for emergency repair. This is a build day photo.
Crew, you're gonna talk to. Okay.
Yep, this is a build day photo. I'm already telling the crew, hey, we got gas line. Please look right here before you start nailing. So another thing that I'm looking at is these boxes right here. I'm looking for hail spatter. So hail has sulfur in it. So if this house has a satellite dish, I can show you where spatter, it more likely won't damage this, but it'll leave residue that it was here. So I'm kind of looking for that. I don't see much of it. What it would look like would be like a dot like that. That's kind of what you're looking for. Now I'm looking at this fence, taking a photo. This is where the gate's at. Now with the gate open, what I'm doing, now I'm taking a photo going down the row. So what I'm doing now is the way the fence section is here, the reason why you see it like this, because every other one is theirs and theirs. So now insurance knows on this side, they're paying for that, and those sections. So if something's wrong with it, insurance only pays for half. Just like how I mentioned on the other side. Now I'm looking at window screens. Before I walk down, I'm gonna take photos. And the same thing with gutters all the way down. Now I'm gonna do a close-up. So here could be considered hail damage. See, it's kind of fraying a little bit. You might be able to consider that hail damage if there's more evidence, like here. So you got this, you can see that I'm circling it. See if there's a better one on here. We'll just use that for an example. And then I'll look at this one. Screens are hard unless it's been really hard hit hail. This right here is for a foundation line. This is for brick homes. I take a photo of this for the homeowner's sake. So here, a lot of times what will happen is this crack will wear out, and you can start seeing the house kind of doing this. That means there's a separation issue, which means foundation. Has nothing to do with the insurance, has nothing to do with us doing a roof install, all has to do underneath the house. And a lot of times when you see a gap right here, this has been filled in because somebody has fixed it. That's what you should do. Just like on that house right there, you can see it. Okay. Here's one thing, if the foundation is messed up, the roof's gonna be messed up. Okay. Before we can roof it, the foundation has to be fixed. If they have a foundation issue, foundation needs to be fixed, because if they fix the foundation, they're gonna mess up the roof. Gotcha. Because they're gonna straighten out the house, and the house gets straight and the roof will shift with it. I'm always looking for that. This is good. This looks great. There's no foundation issues. Looks like somebody's already been in there and repaired it. Okay. I'm also looking to see if there's any hail spatter on here. Insurance won't pay to stain this because it's not stained. But if there is hail spatter on here, they would pay to power wash it to get the damage off. But I don't see anything. I don't see what you're looking for is something like that. Okay. That's how easy it is for hail to, when it hits a fence, to damage it. That's what you're looking for. I have yet to see it on this fence yet. So that's why I haven't been notating anything on it. Just, you notice when I walk back here, I took a photo of it. It's just showing, hey, look, here's what the fence looks like before we touch the property. And then now you've got the full 360 of the whole home. Now we got to figure out what's going right here. And then we finish up taking this long side down this way with the fence line. And then we got an AC unit we need to check. So what I'm looking for on the top, I'm gonna get down and look, just kind of like I was on the garage, looking down to see if I can see anything. So now I'm looking for spatter, just like I would on here. Anything that can have sulfur or leave marks. I don't see anything here. I do see a little bit here, right there, which you can't see much with this. So now I'm looking at the fins, seeing if anything was pushed in, if hail would have came through, and you can see a little bit of damage right here. You can see it right here as well. Are you? Yeah. Even though there's no damage, I still take photos. Because now what we have is, this is for the homeowner, letting them know there's no damage here. So now we have to be extra careful. Even though on a 1-story, if a shingle were to slip off and for whatever reason fall back and hit the glass, we're responsible for it now.
Right.
But if this was cracked for whatever reason, now we have proof showing that there was damage here that we did not cause. So that's why even if things aren't damaged, I still take photos of it. Now we're gonna look at the soffit vent, the gutters on the right side, just taking the same photos as I've done before. Got another one right there. Now that we're done with the ground inspection, we're gonna go grab our ladder, we're gonna get up on the roof. I personally prefer going up in a valley which would be where the 90-degree mark is. And the reason being is because I like to put the ladder angled so it doesn't shift on me when I'm getting on the roof. This is where I like to go up. So what we'll do is grab the ladder, come back here, and then I'll show you how to install the ladder up on the gutters to where, so it's very easy to set this ladder up. All you do is push in, pull out. Now you're A-frame. So what's nice about this ladder, it's a multi-use ladder. So if you didn't need to fully extend this, you can keep it in the A-frame and get in attics that don't have the stairs to get in. You can set this up to get in there. What's nice here is you got extension legs right here. So if the ground's uneven, you can lower one of those down and make yourself level. You got the wheels back here. So what you want to do is actually flip it around. So you keep this on the ground and you want the wheels to go up on the roof. And then when you want to carry a ladder, I'm going to grab it, go over your shoulder, pick up right here, and then walk. So there's a couple of ways you can measure the distance with the ladder on the gutters versus the distance from the house. The best rule of thumb is stand in front like this. Your feet touch it, stick your hands out and touch it. You see that I'm straight up and down? I'm not in, I'm not back. If I'm too far in, when I get to that eve line, the ladder will want to kick. So even being tied off, you're not safe. If I'm too straight up and down and I'm back here, I have the option to fall backwards. So here gives you the proper distance to get up on the roof. So before I get up here, just want to kind of show you guys on how high the ladder should be over the roof line. OSHA requirements anywhere from 3 to 4 runs, which is usually about 3 feet or a little short. So what we're going to do is take these knobs, twist it out, raise it up, and now we're going to reset and see what it looks like. There, I'm about right at the perfect with the run, right with the eave and on 2 above. So that should be clear enough for OSHA's guidelines. When you're walking up the ladder, is you want to tie the ladder off to the roof or gutters, which is right here. We're going to use this tie off right here. And what I'm going to do is when I get up to this rung right here, I'm going to tie off the ladder to the gutters. That way when we're getting off and on, it won't slide or fall. Or if it's too windy, it won't blow down. So before I get up on the roof, there's a few photos that I take before I get up on there. What they are going to be consisting of, this house has gutters, which would be how the gutters are screwed into the drip edge. So I take that photo right here. I lift up the starter and shingles right here. I'm looking at for how many layers of felt there is. And then I'm checking to see if there's a starter course right here, in which there is, and I'm taking that photo. And then because I'm close to the valley, I can see a liner. I'm taking this photo as well to see what's going on underneath the valley. So the other reason why you want this ladder as high as it is because you want this as leverage to be able to get up on the roof. You always want to have 3 points of contact with your body and the ladder. So when I'm getting up, I got 1, 2, 3. I'm going to step across, come up, and now I'm up on the roof. When we first get up on the roof, what I like to do is a full 360 of the whole roof from the ridge. So the ridge is anything that is straight coming across. So I'll just stand on the ridge, I'll take my photos. So that'll allow me to see the valleys, that'll allow me to see ridge vent, count all your pipe jacks, so you have all those photos. So for whatever reason, everything is now documented on the roof. The next thing I do is There's the metal on the roof. I go and I bring the chalk and look for hail damage on it. So I'm checking just like this. And we got a little bit of damage there. So I just kind of look right here. There's a power vent back here. I'll take a look at that as well. And then count how many pipe jacks. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are called Versa caps. So then I'll write Versa. Those are called four-ways in the terminology. So 4-way. 2. We got a power vent cover, which is 6 screw. So then I go PV cover. And then that's all my counts right here. And then the ridge vent. So then you go RV. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 24 linear feet.
These come in 4-foot lengths.
Yes, correct. So ridge vents do come in 4 feet sticks. And I counted how many sticks. That gave me the linear foot. Now what I'm going to start doing is looking for my test squares. I'm going to start from the front and then work my way back. So what insurance looks for is on this particular shingle, they require 10 hail hits per test square. So our test square is a 10 by 10 square foot. So it equals 100 square feet. So 10 by 10. So what you would do in this scenario is come down a little bit and then count. You just count over, come down. Because the awkwardness of this roof, it's going to be shaped a little different. So you want to go here and come down like that. As you'll come here like this, come over. Now I just got this side. Make sure you're in the same line. Come down, right front. H equals W equals. W stands for wind, H stands for hail. So when I'm looking for hail damage, what I'm looking for is a circular round in the shingle and the granules pushed in. So kind of, I'll draw an example right here. This is kind of what you want to look for. And then the granules pushed in, not this. So right here is blistering. So seeing fiberglass is not a true statement because if hail damage is older, you can see fiberglass. So look what here versus here is. See how it's straight and it comes over straight? It's not circular. So there's a huge difference between hail and blistering. The misconception is granules are missing, it's hail. Well, here's evidence of granules missing, that's not hail. Where you want to find hail damage on a shingle is in the middle of it. Anywhere in here is where hail's going to be. So if you come over here and you see where this tar line is right here, this is typically where the shingles are going to be nailed for this one, okay? So when this shingle comes over top, it's going to lay in the strip and the nails are right here. So when you see nail pops, they're going to be here. And that's where a lot of people come in and think, I see hail on the roof. When they're looking down here, well, what's going to happen is that nail pop comes back out this direction and pops the shingle up. So when you pop this up, see, look where the nail is. Yeah. See where my mark is? Look where the nail is. See, right in line where this nail is. If this was backing out, you would see it right here, not in the middle. And that stays away from looking for anything, because you notice I'm not on the edge, I'm not on the edge, I'm not in this zone, and I'm not in that zone. I'm in the middle of the shingle is the best spot to find hail damage. Wind damage on the roof is when a shingle comes up and it'll come right here and you'll see a crease right here. This shows that the wind came up and picked it up. Sometimes it's going to be a lot more evident because I'm as a purpose, I'm showing you this. Yeah. So what you would do on a wind damaged shingle is you put a line right here. Okay. And that tells the adjuster that that's wind damage. That's how he marks it up. When he marks up for hail, he does this. Every insurance carrier is different. The rule of thumb is Allstate is the most crucial. So they require the most damage. So we train on their standards. Okay. because farmers requires 8, State Farm requires 5. So we've got 6 here. If we got 6, we've got 10. We just got to find it. There you go. Put 10 plus. Now W equals 0. So now what I'm doing is taking the overview right here, photo, stepping back to get everything in here, just like this. Now I've got front, I'm showing them that there's 10 plus hits in here. Now what I'm gonna do is find the 3 best hits, zoom in on it and take my photos like this. Now what happens when they come out here and say they wanna deny the roof? When you do this on all 4 test slopes, or on all 4 slopes, and you do all your test squares, now you don't have to make the trip back out here. Now you've got all your information, you're locked, ready to go. If they come out here and prove it, great. If they come out here and deny it, you're not making another trip out here. You already got it done, and then you're gonna be emailing myself and Christy saying, hey, I need a re-inspection done, put this in the list. Yes, we have all the photos you want. Yes, everything's in company cam, please review. If anything else, please let us know. So you got over here is the chimney. I'm not gonna walk over there. You got the chimney chase cover and the flue cap. The chimney chase cover is that metal on top. The flue cap is what's coming out the middle. If you've got hail damage or on your metal accessories here, you've got hail damage there. 99% of the time, insurance companies are gonna go ahead and if there's damage on the metal, they're gonna go ahead and include that in the insurance repairs as well. Hey guys, this is Carmon, the Roof Viking. I hope this video helps you on the next roof inspection.